What's up, everyone? Tag a friend and let them know we're about to get into it.
Welcome to the Speak Her Podcast with your host, Camille Essick, the podcast where creators and innovators connect. Let's get started.
Help keep the Speaker Podcast ad-free. Hit the link below and buy me a coffee. Your support keeps the podcast free of interruptions while bringing you more impactful conversations.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Please share this and tag a friend who needs to hear this.
This is Camille Essick. I'm host of the Speaker Podcast. This is the podcast where innovators and creators connect. What I need you to do right now is hit that notification bell and subscribe. Follow me. I'm across all streaming platforms. If you heard that new theme song, that's something I created, I wrote, it's out there right now. And I have a lot of new music out there as of last week. The soundtrack and more songs to come. I'm now streaming on Tidal. That's right. I have music on Tidal as well as iHeartRadio. We're also on all the other streaming platforms with the podcast episodes, such as iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Pandora. Now, without further ado, one of my favorite couples is here. That's right now. If you tune in to Heart and Soul, you already know that Rev, you know who he is, and you know Reese, his wife. They're back here. The Ponders were welcoming them here to continue our conversation on love and marriage. Hey, y'all. Hey. How y'all doing? How's everything? Can you hear me?
So we can't hear you.
Yep.
You cannot hear me. That is not
So
good.
let's turn off.
Because I can hear you all just fine.
No. Hold on.
I think they're having some technical difficulty. So while they're getting that worked out, we're going to go ahead and continue on with the other announcements. Now, we've had some great conversations throughout this month. We started out the month of November with Heart and Soul. After this live, you can also catch that replay that's also on my YouTube channel. After this replay, of course, you can go ahead and hit that notification bell and subscribe. In addition to other things, the last week we had Antoine Aiken here. We had a great conversation about mental health and Black men. That was really, really good. And now we're here with the Ponders. Now, what I need you to do also is go ahead and subscribe because before the next week hits, I'm going to release the lineup for the month of December. I cannot believe, y'all, that this time is flying by. We're going into 2026, and I cannot wait to announce those things. But we're going to cut all that stuff out right now. The Ponders are here.
Yes.
And Rev was here at the beginning of the month when we had Heart and Soul. It was a phenomenal panel discussion with our Black men. We were discussing mental health, love, and relationship. And again, that is available on my YouTube. Now, they've been here prior to when we had our previous conversation. And so they're kind of here for like part 2, part 3. And they're just a part of our love and marriage series. But I officially want to welcome the Ponders back to the Speaker Podcast. Welcome back, y'all.
Glad to be here. Thank you for bringing us back on.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. So since the last time you all were here, kind of catch us up. Now I know you all from the Navy, but you have other things and ventures that you're doing outside of that. So kind of let the listeners and viewers know about those things.
Well, we are still going strong with our InStep Connects, and InStep Connects is where we are able to help couples in marriage coaching. Our background is predominantly in philanthropy and nonprofit organizations. So we also have Dream Chasers Foundation Incorporated, giving out grants to first-time business owners and college scholarships to high school seniors. So that will always be our background going forward. I think what we want to venture into more is into not necessarily couples therapy, but couples coaching from marriages to just regular just couples, and then later on into singles.
I was just about to ask, but what about us? Like we're here. You know,
Absolutely.
the little people need love too.
Oh, ain't nothing little about you. Ain't nothing little about you.
small in
Absolutely.
stature, but that personality is popping.
Yes,
Right.
Lord.
So I'm so glad to have you all here. One of the things I really want to hop into, and if you all have not done so, be sure to hit that notification bell, subscribe, share. This is a conversation that you definitely want to let your circle know about. So going into marriage and relationships and dating, and of course, while you're dating, and then at court, I call it courtship if you're doing it right.
Yeah.
That stage,
Mhm.
you're learning your person.
Yeah.
Dating is to gather data, right? But you're not gonna know or just have all the facts or information up front,
Mhm.
and you kind of like an onion, you begin to peel back those layers, even after marriage, learning more and more. So how do you navigate those spaces when, there are things that you didn't know about your spouse that
Mm.
begin to surface, and it's like, "Oh, I didn't know
Mhm.
that." And so how do you navigate those things when you're pillow talking and having those moments of vulnerability, and it's not like, well, dang, if I had known that, but just how do you navigate, I call it the onion. How do you navigate the
Yes.
onion?
Yeah.
Oh, let me hold on. So, because she was like, I didn't know that. Has there been any moments where it's like, I didn't know that? What have I got myself into type of thing?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, go
Because
ahead.
we was what because it's always difficult trying to find a TV show to watch, and I looked at this one TV show. It's called Nobody, and I read her the caption. She was like, "Let's give it a try." And so many minutes into the movie, she done scooted all the way up on the edge of her seat. She looking into the camera like this, and she wide awake. And all the things that are happening, she's replaying. She's making gun sounds with her face. She's doing stuff like this. She's like, get them, things like that. And I'm like, and I'm over here. She's laughing. I'm gonna play it out. She's laughing, and I'm looking at her like this.
Who did I marry?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I'm like, who are you right now?
Yeah, I like
So
serial killers.
yeah,
movies
it's
and
like
things.
what's going on? So how do you navigate that? Um, I like to navigate it in such a way like a present. You don't know what's inside, but you know what is in there is for you.
Mm.
It's not and I like to say that life happens for you. Life just doesn't happen to you. So I'm getting a gift, like I'm giving a gift to you. That's what God is telling me. But this is a gift for you. So I'm opening it up and I'm learning that if she's really quiet, I should not be really quiet. I should probably say, what's wrong? And then wait for a adequate response.
Mhm.
Or if she's cleaning up, I'm like, she's cleaning up an awful lot. She's even doing laundry. What just happened? So learning those different things is like a present. It's not to say like, man, I don't even know who I married. It's to be like, huh, here's another surprise. Let me open up this gift and here we go. I now have a wife that loves anime. She just had to find the right one. Who knew? So
Hmm.
yeah.
That is very interesting. I would say we were, and I think if anybody tuned into the first time or first two times we talked, the way because we had done marriage before, and so we already had a clear idea, a more clearer idea of what we wanted when we met each other, right?
Mm.
So the time that people normally beat around the bush to get to know each other, like we did all that within the first 72,
Mm.
first 48 is what we'll call it,
First 48.
right? And
That's a crime scene.
yes, I know.
Oh dear Lord.
Because if you think about where we came from, those could be looked at
That was
as
a
us
crime?
if
Oh Lord Jesus.
glory,
Okay.
right? And but just peeling those things back just so that we could come to a place where we can get to know each other, right?
Mhm.
And so the thing I learned about Buka is that he does not really show emotions that make him feel like he's not strong. Um and so he'll shy away from those things, but listening to the conversation that the panel of men had, like he's always honest and transparent if I'm talking to him, but there are some things like seeing him cry. I can't think of time. I haven't really seen you cry for real, maybe a couple of times,
You
but
said
I be
right.
boo hoo hoo, not the way I be boo,
Okay.
right? So he's not really, that's not really his thing. And then also he doesn't forgive himself easily. Like whether it be for any current decisions that he felt like he didn't do well, or something in his prior life, he doesn't. You don't let yourself off the hook.
No,
So
that's very true.
yeah.
I don't.
And so how I navigate this, I try to continue to tell him, like, look, yo, you that dude, like, you really are, and
Like
just
the
encourage him.
affirmation, like
Yes.
affirming. Yes.
Yeah, like you now, not the affirmation that he will like, because like I'm a simple words type of girl. So
Mhm.
I'd be like, babe, it's you, it's always been you, it's always gonna be you. And I'm good with that. But he wants to hear, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, make me to lie. Not the
Biblical
scripture sense.
reinforcement.
He wants the details.
That so
He wants the
and I
details.
need for the people to hear this. Don't go up to a preacher and say, that sermon was so good, because I'm the preacher that goes, really? And what did you like about it? You know, I just like
that part about
I just like the whole yeah. I just like the whole thing. And I'm like, you weren't paying attention. So when you say when Chewy says, you know, babe, you that dude, I'm like, please explain.
Mm-hmm.
Because I need the details.
He
Tell
wants to
me
hear
what
all
I'm
the
doing.
things. Yeah.
And then she'd be like, oh, you're just a dude and everything. Okay, let's go get some Dairy Queen. And I'm like, no, you can't do that.
So I'm still growing in that area of
Mm.
our relationship, of making sure that I'm affirming him to his level of satisfaction. So
Mhm.
I'm working on
But
that.
even like in those conversations, like you call it your first 48,
Mhm.
but isn't there a time where something comes up down the road and you're just like, I didn't know that about this person. Maybe something when they were 14 or 20, or just those
Oh, that
little things.
interesting
Like, how do you
conversation.
navigate those surprises? Or I won't say
On the
surprises, but
couch.
just the process of learning more
Uh,
about your person.
how you navigate it?
I was like, you did what? With
Very-
who? You been where?
I
With who?
mean, you was clenching your pearls like,
Like,
I can't.
we paused the movie because
Yeah.
I was so interested about. I was like, and tell me, and y'all, and how that happened, and what? And he was like, you're really into this. I was like, yes, I am.
So I like to navigate it, and I think it depends on the personality.
Mhm.
If you have an aggressive personality, you have to navigate it very delicately,
Mhm.
because wanting to know more about a thing that's taken somebody so long to tell you, the excitement or aggression to want to get to know more can put people back into their shell.
Yeah.
So you want to when usually if a type of animal is injured and you give it some food to have it come out of its corner, it doesn't just easily come out of its corner. You gotta like piecemeal, like, okay,
Yeah.
you know, if I give you this, it's fine. So
I
I have
trust you
to
with this.
so then I have to sit back and just allow for the conversation to happen. And when the conversation just stops, don't say, all right, so back to what you were saying, because if a person just stops in the conversation, that's probably them resetting, recalibrating, to
Mhm.
where like, okay, that maybe took me somewhere. Let me just breathe, take a moment,
Yeah.
and not have somebody say, oh, no, tell me more. So the personalities about the history means a lot. So when like if we were to talk about, okay, now it's going to get spicy. All right, y'all ready for the hot sign?
Oh Lord.
The honest, open, and
What's wrong?
transparent.
I'm about to say.
So some people, and I'm just going to speak generally, if and specifically for women, if a woman was sexually assaulted and then her mate begins to be sexually active, some things could be triggering,
Yeah.
some things could be apprehensive, some things could be hands off, and then the other person would be like, well, I thought, you know, you love me. I thought you cared this much about me. I thought we was going to explore some new things, only to find out, well, this takes me back. So this smell of coffee takes me back. The type of shoes you have takes me back.
Mhm.
The way you grabbed me, or the way you rolled over, all those things can take me back. And now, instead of being into the moment of that sexual, intimacy, now there's a trauma that
Mhm.
has to be triaged. So what I like to do is I told her, I said, no matter what we do, you're in charge.
Mhm.
And that is my attempt to giving back her power that may
Yeah.
have once been taken away from her.
Yeah.
So I make sure that in the most vulnerable spot in a woman's life, when it comes up to giving herself, I ensure that she has now power because she gets to say, what do you want? Where do you want it? How long? All the things.
All the
You
things.
tell me. So now that she's been empowered, that it's a way to kind of course correct moments where there may not have been an option to have power.
And it definitely
So
allows healing to take place for sure.
absolutely. So
So,
going back to your thing, how do you navigate that?
It's
Page
like
3?
emotional data, you know? Like, how do
yeah.
you handle this emotional data?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I'm okay with a lot of things. So if I tell her something that happened, she'd be like, for real? Oh, and she turn TV off and everything. And I'm okay with that because that's where my personality is. And she just be like, okay, tell me more. Okay, you didn't tell me that part. Okay, wait. Now,
Because when you see him, you don't think that he's ever done anything outside of black and white. So to find out that he was like in red,
wait a minute. I was about to say what you been saying.
50 Shades of Grey.
Hey. The church people are watching. They can't know. Pastor.
But it's just interesting to know, you know, those layers of him, and it makes sense why he has so much grace for other people.
Mhm.
Because I was like, ain't no
The
way you got grace
humanity,
from.
like, you're
Yeah,
divine, but you have that
yes,
humanity that yeah, I understand.
yes,
Mhm.
yeah. Mhm.
Oh,
So,
wow, that was a deep breath.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's next?
with that, I won't say it's a character flaw, but it's just when those past triggers just reveal where there's still a need for healing.
Hmm.
And so when you respond with empathy and not urgency, it's like you're not required to fix them, but you're called to care.
Oh,
Yes. And no one wants to be handled truly like they are injured, like they're
Mhm.
yeah.
injured.
Yeah.
They a level of empowerment is believing that you are healed.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
if somebody handles you like you're injured, it's like, you know,
Like to retreat a little
and
bit.
then you're like, well, no, you don't have to do that. I'm
Mhm.
fine. Now you're having to convince the people, are you okay?
Mhm.
Are you sure? Like, okay,
Yeah.
so I liken it to um in the military, if you're driving a tactical vehicle,
Mhm.
one person's driving, one person's an A driver. The A driver is the one there to see all the blind spots. So if the
Mm.
driver is driving a bigger tactical vehicle, they can't see all the way around. So they need an A driver to be like, hey, whenever you're ready, go and make this turn, and then allow them to drive and make the turn. Or like, hey, you know what? Not right now. I see something you don't. So keep going forward. We can't get into this lane. Or better yet, slow down. I see further up ahead. I see where the other vehicles are. So maybe we need to get further into the right lane and then just kind of slow down till the rest of the convoy comes in.
Mhm.
Convoy can be your kids, convoy can be your family, convoy can be your job. It's like, hey, you're going too fast. Let's slow down.
Mhm.
So that she's in the driver's seat, or me, if whoever is the one that's being vulnerable is in the driver's seat, but the A driver has to be able to feel certain moments to be like, let's take a break right here,
Yeah.
and whenever you are ready, we'll pick this back up. But I think this is enough. Let's have a pause.
Yeah.
And the pause moment doesn't necessarily have to be so scripted. Sometimes a pause moment is a hug.
Mhm.
For her pause moment for me is her laying her head in my lap, and then that's me being okay.
That's
She
good.
this is her saying, I want to embrace you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My pause moment for her is that I'm letting her talk, and I'm listening to her, and then she'll either lay her hand on my chest, or when I'll know that when she does this kind of thing, she'll look up, and she'll look up for a little bit, and then I can see her swallowing, because the swallowing is like I'm trying to hold it back, and I'll just hold her hand, don't make a scene about it, but just hold
Yeah.
her hand.
Mhm.
And because I'm the A driver, I have to see certain things. She's driving, okay, we can slow down. That's
Mhm.
cool. And when she's ready to bring it back up, she will. Now,
Yeah.
be honest, I wasn't always like that because I was like, who hurt you? When? Where they at? What's their birthday? What's their phone number? What's their
That's
address?
me for you.
You know,
Like, who did
and
what?
and she like, no,
They're
life
there.
life has already got them,
Yeah.
so we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, just being having that a driver kind of thing. She's driving, I'm just helping to navigate and vice versa.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, Reese, would you say that it's more like asking what support looks like and not assuming, and then your reaction teaches him whether or not the
Ooh,
relationship is
girl.
a safe space, and then you open up versus shut down, and they learn to hide? Like, how do you handle that?
You mean this is present. How am I handling?
Mhm.
It's crazy because with life and everything that's been going on with just my schedule, I really was not tracking that we were supposed to be here tonight. And I really was not feeling well, right?
Right.
But I wasn't feeling well because I was like sick, like with a cough or anything like that. I
Yeah.
emotionally wasn't feeling well,
Mm.
right? Um, so my mother's birthday was on Friday, November the 14th.
Mm.
And in my mind, and this is going to get to answer your question, you will see in a
Yeah.
second. In my mind, we do this thing every year, celebrating my mom, whether we're listening to Lee Williams, some quartet music, we
Yeah.
go to Dairy Queen, get some banana split blizzards, we just laugh, say a few things, and then just carry on about the day.
Mhm.
And so I had to work a shift that day. And so when I called him, I'm thinking, yay, I get to talk to Buka. We're going to go to Dairy Queen, blah, 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 blah. But when that didn't happen, because life was happening with him too, so he
Yeah.
wasn't really tracking the date, my emotions went.
All the way
I was like, I'm gonna burn this house.
with me in it, by the way. With me in it.
Not
I don't do sleep too,
Bernadine
by the
from
way.
Waiting to Exhale.
Listen, I wasn't saying I was gonna risk it all, but I thank God for the Holy Spirit.
Period.
So when I looked at the email and I seen the questions, I was like, God, are you playing a joke on me right now?
Yes.
Because you always somehow get tested with the thing that you're going to testify about. And
Wow. And I
to
didn't
be,
know.
yeah, you
Like,
had no idea. And so when I told my I told my girls, I was like, Lord, help me. So we really have not, like, we have never had that. That was the first time that's happened,
mm,
to where I was disappointed with something that he did. Any other type of disagreements that we've had prior to that, it might have gotten a little heated, but never really even an argument. It was always about the kids, them children,
yeah.
right? And because they're being weird and we're like
My
trying to
my
figure,
shipmate. What my shipmates
yes,
do?
yeah, the little junior shipmates be skipping.
she want to kill him, and I'll be like, no, spare him from right now till we gotta get the insurance money.
No.
So
So, but this is the first time that I have been bawling in tears and my frustration was pointed to him. That's never been, like, that was new for us. So for us to experience that and then have to be here tonight, I'm like, God, come on now.
Yep.
Mm,
Yep.
Ooh, right? Um, but of course we were able to take some downtime, and now he knows that if I'm upset, time away, that's not gonna work for me.
So because that's me. If I'm upset, I need to go to the gym, clang and bang, make them 45 shake. And then I'm coming in, I'm play some video games, and I'm probably gonna read a little bit. I want to be left alone.
Mhm.
Not like left alone, leave the room, but don't ask me a whole bunch of questions. Don't ask me how I feel. Don't ask me, do you want to talk about it? Because I'm killing zombies right now.
mhm.
It's better that I kill zombies on a video game than to kill humans with a heartbeat. So,
Yeah.
so I don't do well with how do you feel? Because I'm gonna be like, you know what this means. This means probably grab me, a bottle of water or something like that because I'm processing. So I process quietly.
Mhm.
And
And I don't like that.
a therapist said that once told me that people that process things quietly to themselves, they're rehearsing conversations in their mind and they're coming up with so many different scenarios on how the conversation can end in the best way possible. I liken it to Doctor Strange in the movie Infinity War when he was looking at all the different possibilities where they win. He had to research all of them first and then execute. So a lot of
Yeah.
my quiet time, I'm looking at all the things and I'm like, okay, okay, okay. On top of me finding an answer for my own problem, I'm
Mhm.
looking at how my answer cannot affect somebody else, because if it does, then I'm gonna have to have another answer for them and then have another. So I'm just quiet. And the gaming and reading is time for me to be like, okay, and here's your answer. So then when I
Yeah.
speak, I'm like, hey, I've already heard the conversation in my head. Let me get the conversation in my head out, because this is how I played it out. And and I get 5 minutes into it. What tells more about you? Don't interrupt.
Remember I said during Heart and Soul, I began with my grandfather in the garage, how he would sit and be quiet, and so you saying that gives clarity to that, description of times I would see him in the garage or on the lawnmower or just somewhere quiet, and he would kinda shoo me back in the house with my grandmother because for
Mhm,
whatever reason, that was his moment to isolate and
mhm.
unpack whatever was going on with himself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Unpack, come up with answers, be thinking about, okay, my sister just said she need $500 by next Tuesday, and my brother just said he need $500 too, but I only got 700. How do I split between the two? How do I get the extra money? And then how do I not make, so it's all finding answers,
Mhm.
and I have to do those answers quietly. Where Chewy, she has to talk. So she's like, okay, so let's get all these things out on the table, throw all the spaghetti up on the wall, see what sticks, and what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And I'm over here like, mm, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Yeah. So, Reese, when you're in those moments when there's winning the argument versus winning the marriage and knowing that conflict is not the problem, it could be disconnect. And then many couples kind of fight for victory versus understanding. Where do you say, okay, this is not really about that? There's a deeper issue here. And we may
Mhm.
not be agreeing. We're not agreeing about this, but the root is really this here.
Yes. Um, and that's really what that boiled down to. It wasn't that um he didn't remember mom's birthday. It was just that
Mhm.
I was sad.
Yeah.
Right. And so me being sad and me still figuring out how to grieve this thing almost 17 years later, like
Mhm.
there's not really a book or a recipe for how to grieve. And I tell them, I said, with the way our lives are so busy and they're set up, I only give myself two days to grieve my mom. And that's the day
Mhm.
she passed away and her birthday. I said, I don't have I don't feel like I have space in my life to grieve every day for her. I don't feel like I do because it really takes me out, man. Like I'll be in a fetal position like mama, like it gets really
Hmm.
it gets away, and so I just need that time. And so when we're doing our coaching, we said my spouse is not the problem is the problem.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So it's not that he like the date slipped his mind. That wasn't necessarily the problem. The problem is I'm sad, I'm grieving, and I really just wanted a hug from him.
Hmm.
That's the
Right.
problem. So I mean, the way we came to a resolution, he said, don't you ever need something from me and you not tell me.
Wow.
And I was sharing with my one of my sister friends. I said, women and men, we have this thing that, oh, he should have known what I was feeling. He saw how I was looking, or he seen my, my facial, or he heard the sigh, like he hear me deep and breathing over here, like.
Right.
And when they don't respond in a way we should, now we're upset with them. And men are saying, well, if you need something from me, why can't you tell me? And then it goes back to us. Well, why do I have to tell you? Like, and so that becomes the tug of war. And so how I'm looking at it even more so now is there is not a time ever that we're going to get into something where we end up on opposite sides of the court.
Hmm.
We
Gotcha.
always on the same side of court,
Yeah.
and the goal is to always to put points on the board.
Hmm. It's a different thing for teammates to argue about which play to which play to
Run next, yeah.
which play to run versus arguing about how they're playing the game. Does that make sense? So we're always, okay, this is the play we need to run, and this is why. No, I think we need to run this play. And it's like, okay, but if we run that play, this is going to happen. So it's always about
advancing.
Anytime we have moments of where they're discussing, it's always, and it's like, hey, I think this play will run, and if you run it the way you're talking about, here are the pitfalls, and then she has pitfalls, but that's what teammates are supposed to do, because what they're both saying is they're both communicating. We have to score, and I think my play will work better. Now let's negotiate. How does that even go and come to pass? And then again, like, okay, you got a good point with that, good point with that. Now wait a minute, why can't we run both? Can we have one as a contingency? Well, then let's run it that way. What we hear from couples is they don't talk about the play to run and how they work within the play to score. It's, well, we'll be better if you would shoot better. Well, we'd be better if you grab more rebounds. Well, no one asked you to do all that stuff. Why you doing
personal attacks?
It's exactly. So now you'll never get to address the problem. You're too focused on addressing each other. And my thing for her has always been, hey, the problem is you're going through a moment and mom's not here yet again. She's getting commissioned in about 3 weeks. That's the thing.
Congrats.
Yes.
Ma'am. Officially, ma'am.
Yes.
That needs to be a shirt. Officially, ma'am.
Officially, ma'am. There it is. It only took 17 years.
Okay, sure.
Officially, ma'am.
Yeah.
But the question isn't it's like, hey, what can I do better? Because for a man who prides himself on finding answers, it doesn't feel good that you see a problem in your home and you have no answers. I'm a man that says MLK had a dream, but Ralph David Abernathy had a plan. So if you're gonna pray, the prayer helps your spirit, your soul, but the Holy Spirit gives you a plan
to execute it.
So because if you don't have a plan to get through, get out, get over, get around, then what you praying for? So prayer is the thing that settles you, so that way you can hear the plan. Calm down, relax, know that God got you. He ain't nothing gonna be so much that he just gonna leave you. Now you got that together. I got some very specific things for you to do. And now I'm listening intently. Okay, we not gonna keep going every year and me just watching my wife just fall apart. I need to know what to do. And we need a plan, not for you to get over it. That's not the thing. How do we navigate this space? And what does that mean? Does that mean hands off? Okay, I tried that play. That play did not work. Okay, all right. Scratch that. Take 2. Give me another timeout. Give me a 20.
And I'm gonna put it's on the calendar, so he'll get a notification.
Right.
It's just 3 things: a hug, Dairy Queen, and Quartet music.
And there you go.
And then boom.
Yes. And so that kind of goes into the needs. They're not demands, they're data, which we, like we said before, that's emotional data. So that's something else he's putting into his file, and then learning to hear your needs without feeling accused or inadequate. And that comes from a place of a maturity. So you reach a maturity milestone. And because you have a lot of people that have these unmet needs that come from unspoken expectations, because it has to be communicated. And so many people assume that their partner, husband, whatever, they should know and what they need emotionally, spiritually, relationally. But when you get that communication, it brings clarity. And once you get clarity, it removes resentment.
And purity, all the things.
Yes.
It's like she was in her house.
I mean, and I think
I'm single, but I'm trying to learn.
Listen, you got it.
So I think the beautiful thing about that is that while we're all changing and growing, we have to appreciate that the other person isn't the only one that's changing and growing. So while someone may say, well, you should have known, did you appreciate that maybe he has grown to a different level now? And where his level may be or her level may be may be more communicable when it comes up to actually speaking the words
Mhm.
or actually journaling,
Mhm.
or they have their therapy through music.
Mhm.
I don't know why Sarah picked up a pen and started drawing. She never did that before. Or
Yeah.
and now he wants to go outside and start doing gardening. So while you're well, you knew. No, I didn't know, because while you were changing and how you operating things, I have changed.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And maybe
And so, well, then the prayer then becomes, Holy Spirit, allow me to meet his needs where I can't. So you know how in the Bible it says the Holy Spirit intercedes when we don't have the words to say?
Yes.
That's what the prayer has to be for each other. Holy Spirit, allow me to see him, because I didn't know he had a hard week. He had lost a sailor to suicide. One of his sailors got picked up by ICE. Like all these things he's juggling.
That's a whole conversation within
Listen,
itself. Mm.
and I he didn't speak those things, but my prayer is like, God, show
Hold
me.
on. They picking up active duty with ICE?
Yes, yes.
we
See, that's
don't got
not the
time.
move.
We
We ain't
don't
got
have
time.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
we don't have
Yes.
time.
But there are so many things that he carries. I call him the pastor of the fleet, because being a command master chief, if
Absolutely.
you do it right, you are pastoring the fleet, right?
Mhm.
Um that's why I'm making sure that my prayer life is where it needs to be. We're going to start back doing our daily prayers like we used to do. I'm praying with some sister friends that are really just is taking me to a different realm spiritually. And my prayer is, God, may I be so in tune with the Holy Spirit that I can see the pain that he doesn't expose,
Mm,
and that he becomes so in tune with me, he can then understand my nonverbal gestures. And I
Mhm.
believe that will happen over time.
absolutely,
Um,
absolutely. There was there's a story or fable, or however you may see it. This man, he woke up late for work because his watch was broken. So he went out, and while he was going out, his wife was like, I need a new brush because my hair is really long. And he's like, well, I need to get my watch together so I can work. So while he left, he took the watch and he said, you know what? I'm going to go sell this watch to get my wife a brush.
Wow.
When he came home, his wife had cut her hair and said, you can use this hair to go fix your watch. Understanding that relationships is always about, how
yeah,
do I beat you at pleasing you?
yeah.
And if
So
there's a
yeah.
finish line,
Mhm.
I'm trying to
I'm trying to beat you there.
I'm
I'm
trying to
gonna beat
beat
you
you.
loving you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Trying to
And
outgive, like,
Yeah.
it's like
Outbid. Yeah.
exactly. And if we
Yeah.
try to add
Outserve
God
each
into
other.
it, I'm like, God, I'm trying to be so much in her head that she's gonna have to figure out, okay, who is really daddy right now? Like, who is, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to beat him at loving her.
Yeah.
so that
So
kinda goes into what I wanna ask the both of you as far as we hear about honor culture in ministry, but what
mhm,
about the culture of honor in the marriage and the relationship when you have a system of honor versus a systematic ego? So when both partners operate from a place or a posture of honor, like they care about each other, how we impact, like, how does
mhm.
my love impact you? How does me honoring you and my posture of honor impact you? Not just in the accuracy of the task or what I'm doing, but the posture and the why of what I'm doing.
Oh, Lord, that seems like a loaded question. But again, this past weekend, um, because I had to teach on Sunday, our youth teach a lesson on gratitude.
Mhm.
And I know that I don't ever want to do anything in ministry if I'm not locked in with him.
Yes.
Like, I was able to still deliver, because the Holy Spirit's gonna do what the Holy Spirit is gonna do. And the word was working on me the whole time. I don't know how people go do ministry and then not be in step with their partners.
Wow.
I don't, that is not a feeling that I ever will experience again.
Mm.
And so I love that my big sisters in the spirit, they are always like advocating for, hey, make sure home is good. Because when
Mhm.
you make sure home is good, you do that first. That is the most honorable thing that you can do.
Yes.
And then everything else kind of like
Falls in place.
builds on
Yeah.
that. How would you
Yeah.
answer that question?
I would say that I try to no. I honor my marriage by ensuring that when it comes up to faith, the church is Jesus' wife. I got a wife.
Mm-hmm.
So I put things in its right perspective, and that's how I honor my marriage. The church will never be more important than my wife. Again, that's Jesus' wife. If that church was going to fail because I wasn't there, it was going to fail anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I honor her by allowing her to know that love is a sacrifice. So I don't mind taking being second fiddle so that she can get the shine and things that she needs. That's how I honor. So I want her to know that I want to be number one at being number two
Mm-hmm.
because
And
she's
in
going.
doing that, you're number 1.
Yes. And it's the same way, even when it comes to our children. Like, I have often told our kids, like, the daddy y'all got, y'all, the way y'all be acting, y'all don't deserve him. Y'all do not deserve him. Like, I honor him and how I speak to our, like, sometimes I'll be speaking to about him to the kids like they don't know him. Because they sometimes when kids have parents who are like amazing, they
They don't see that.
they don't see that.
Yeah.
Take
They
it for
don't
granted.
they
Yeah.
take it for granted.
That's that.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean? I was
It's not
like,
that.
you mean you know your dad has been in a couple of like active war. Like, you don't understand that he's taking people to battle. Like, I don't understand. But and I can kill a bear like with my hands. Like, I can do this. And they're just looking at me like, what? But I honor him by protecting his reputation.
Yeah.
Like, my ear is always open
Oh, yeah.
because I know his heart. So if he says something to somebody and they take it the wrong way, I'm there to cover down. Like, whoa. I'm not saying that's not what you experience, but if you have the time and space, can you just go back and talk to him about it so that that can be fixed? Because a lot of times people will see their spouses go through things, and as long as it's not directly impacting them or doing anything to their reputation, they be okay.
Mm.
But no,
Mm.
his reputation as a pastor, as a CMC, as a dad, as a husband has everything to do with me. There's nothing he gonna do absent of me.
Mm-mm.
And there's nothing I'm going to do that's absent of him. So I try to honor him in the best way. So when I leave this house and in this house, when people see me, I'm okay with being the pastor's wife. At first he says people just know him as Reese's Piece.
Yeah.
But we've been here
You
for
Reese
a few,
husband, right?
for a few
Yes.
years now.
Name too.
And my whole class, they'd be like, hey, First Lady, hey. They put out a disclaimer before they say anything. Listen,
now.
First Lady, I know,
Right now.
I know. But like, no, it's honorable to be his wife.
I
But
think
that's
I
the
think
oneness of it. That's the
Yeah.
concept of oneness that comes with it is when they see you, they see him, and when they see
Mhm.
him, they see you. And I
Mhm.
think within this culture, particularly for me being a single person, hearing the conversations that I hear through social media, a lot of the narratives, there's a lot of divisive
Yeah.
conversation. There's a lot of divisive conversation that goes against the concept of oneness and what it really means and how it's defined.
Mm.
Yeah, no, it is. But it's gonna take married people being honest about all the things. Because when you're only honest about the things that make you feel good, it makes everybody else look fraudulent.
Yeah.
Like, when you don't speak about, oh, over the weekend we didn't speak for a couple of days for real. Like, when you don't say the things, you're presenting a false narrative that if we didn't, we need God
Mhm.
real bad, right? And
Real
so
bad.
we're taking the focus away from who God is and what God can do and what he can mend and how he can shape and how he can form us and mold us into one. We're not giving God the credit that he deserves for the marriages that are staying together. We don't do that enough. And so what happens is the people who have the gripes and complaint, their stories are
but that's all.
clogging up the waves.
But that's also how we honor our marriage. We honor our marriage in such a way that when people see us, it will dispels the myth.
Yeah.
It will quiet the noise, and it will chase away these internet professionals that's been doing it for 5 minutes and got 500 people following them.
Mm-hmm.
So we honor our marriage in a way that it speaks without us having to speak.
Yeah.
It speaks that when we're not in the same spot. So when people do know, well, they're married, and even when she's not around, and
Mm-hmm.
even when he's not around, they are still honoring their marriage. Like,
Yeah.
and so
Like
so
for real.
yeah, so you want that.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things as we tap into that a little bit, if we can, if you don't mind,
Mm-hmm.
from the single standpoint, when especially for me with men, just listening because I'm a podcaster, so I'm always listening, kind of checking the temperature out here, like, what are people saying, you know?
Mhm,
And I hear a lot of men on both ends that make it sound very transactional about what does she bring to the table? Who does she know? What's her pedigree? What's her level of education? What's her minimum income? You
mhm,
know, can she cook? Can she twerk?
mhm,
Like, all these different things,
mhm,
but I'm not hearing anything as far as inquiries on the character or
mhm,
the
Mm-hmm.
heart or the mind of the
mhm,
person, because I heard someone say, um, the woman's character, her mind, her personality, that's who's gonna raise your child.
Mm-hmm.
And
mhm,
so, do you how she is and how she presents, would you
mhm,
want your daughter to be like her? You
mhm,
know, and
mhm,
so when I hear a lot of what I call transactional demands out here, it can be discouraging, and not just if from a secular standpoint, but even within the walls of the church. When I hear conversation and it's about, again, who do you know? Where are you from? Like,
yeah,
status, and
yeah.
it's I don't know, and so sometimes it just makes me go, let me stay under my weighted blanket and rub my feet together like a cricket because this is crazy,
So
and it can be very discouraging when you hear these narratives, whether if they're, quote, "in church saved" or not, it's just
yeah.
men, period.
That came out of the government paid black women to be single. They
Mm,
gave out more money as long as they stayed single. And that's how the government helped to break up the black home. When the family was together, what slave master would do is make sure that the husbands never got close to the wives. So a lot of things were systematic as it pertains to us as a people that we continue to grow up with. So the stories that we hear are rehearsed stories. I remember the stories of make sure that you can do for yourself, so you never have to depend on a man. That's a generation I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
So we're hearing these things. Make sure you can do for yourself, so you don't have to depend on a man. And then the man is being told, "Happy wife, happy life." So the generation that are bringing us up was trauma training,
Mm-hmm.
and the
mm,
trauma training was you need to be able to do for yourself and not depend on a man because a man left me.
Mm-hmm.
You need to make that wife happy because if you don't, she gonna make your life miserable. So now there's this awakening that the next generation of people is coming up with. Like, nah, man, because if I'm only a walking wallet to you,
Mm-hmm.
then I now need to know what are you bringing because my homeboy, he was with somebody and
He took all his
she
stuff.
took everything and then vice versa. It's like, nah, I need to know that you gonna be able to work at doing XYZ because my homegirl was with a dude that he been working on his mixtape since '87.
oh,
He still ain't got nothing going on and he be winking at no I need people are trauma trained in such a way
Yeah.
that they really don't know where the noise is and all the historical data of people who've been to this and been to that. Who was it? I think it was Kim Kardashian. She was married for less than like 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
She was married in less of a time it took for you to grow grass. Like so you hearing these things from
I call it
people
noise
and
pollution. It's
Yeah,
it
it
is
is.
and it's like and the first thing any sensible person will say, well, I don't want that happening to
To
me.
me. So everybody's
So
guarded.
so there's a guard there. Now, that being said, the fix. The fix will be simple. How you can know how to filter out throughout all those things is to know what that person is willing to lose for you. That's how you will know. That filters that out. You don't know that you're willing to be with somebody until your happiness does not become no longer the topic.
Mm.
If your happiness is the topic when being with somebody, you're not ready to be with somebody because your happiness is your business. When you are with somebody, you're taking their things on and making their happiness your business. It is my job to make me happy. Me, that's my job. But it's also my job to do what I need to do to make sure that she's happy. Now, if you cross pollinate that,
Mhm. And I'm doing the same thing.
she's doing everything she can to make me happy. Sacrifice. I'm doing everything I can to make her happy.
Mhm.
Sacrifice. But we know how to be happy, period.
Mhm.
You see how that worked?
Mhm.
You'll never have to worry about
Because the
anything.
person
So
cannot complete you. You should already
Yes.
have an identity within yourself
because
prior
and
to
and
that.
that's
It's just
hard because when you
they're
do
like
that,
ice sprinkles. To me, I
Mhm.
look at it like ice cream. Your
yes,
ice cream's great by itself, but if you put
yes,
sprinkles on it,
yeah, hey.
hey, you got
So
something.
that helps.
Yeah.
That helps a lot when you're hearing that noise. That's gonna always be my question. It's a question I asked my daughter when she got engaged. It's a question that I have for any of our girls, and for our sons too. Like, hey, you know when you're ready, when you don't make your happiness their
Priority.
their
Yeah.
priority.
Yeah.
But yeah, like well, what are you doing for me?
Mhm.
So with the question of what do you bring to the table? Well, it's a stupid question
Mm.
because if you need hardwood floors and I come in with carpet, what does it matter that I brought in with carpet if you need hardwood floors? So the question of what you bring to the table,
Find somebody that need carpet.
that's not the question.
Yeah.
The question is, well, what is the need for the occasion?
Mhm.
Right.
If I'm dating uh Oprah Winfrey, Michelle Obama type, me coming in flashing money may not be what she need.
Mhm.
She may need somebody emotionally available.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So when she says, "What do you bring to the table?" My first question is going to be,
What do
"What's the
you
occasion?
Yeah. What do you need?
What are we doing? Is this a
Mhm.
Thanksgiving occasion? Is this a picnic? Because I need to know what I can support you with,
Right.
and not just, well, this is what I got. You either like it or need it. No, I'm. Like, how can I support?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does. I think for again, what I see and hear out here, even in those moments of what I call transactional dating or even marriage, it still goes back to, at least right now, what I'm hearing and what I listen to and just again checking the temperature. It's about what they have, what you need, how does this work for me? How does this benefit me? If I the first time I feel offended, throw the whole person away. Then you have 50-50 conversation. You even have some women telling other women after a certain age, "Well, if you haven't had at least 1 kid by 35, what's wrong with you? You're damaged goods. Your time is
Mhm.
running short." And this is
Mhm.
how women talk to each other
Yeah.
online, and I
Yes.
hear it, and I'm like,
It's reckless.
again, just
Yes.
trying to hear this conversation and it's all that's going on. Or even with men, it's like they like women from an anatomical standpoint, but when you listen, I'm like, "Bro, you really don't want women." And then you have some men that call other men out and say, "You know what? Some of these men, they're just looking for the perfect man in a woman."
Mm.
Like,
I
it's
can see how
crazy
that's
out
true
here.
because I think women are looking for the perfect woman in a man.
It's
Um,
nuts.
but it's possible because
Yeah.
like I got a masculine man, but he the cleanest man I have ever met in my life. Like all of him. He's clean,
But the way
but
that they're
it's
picking each other apart, and it's like,
yeah,
do you really even want what you claim you want? Because it
yeah.
seems like you're finding any reason to just go up. they're gone. Like,
And
Yeah.
so
where's the grace for the person?
well, the reason why it's difficult is because historically people have been taken advantage of so much
Yeah.
they don't want to deal with that no more.
Mhm.
So now so listen to what they're saying. What are you willing to sacrifice to be with me? Because
Everybody has something.
that way I know that you're real about it because what you're willing to sacrifice. So
Mhm.
that's why they're asking it wrong. And you really can't say it like that because what you're willing to sacrifice. What am I say that at the first date? The first
Right.
date? What is this, a cult? What you got going on? You need an altar?
Bring me a sheep.
But what you're saying is what you bring to the table. Well, he got to make this much money because what she's saying is he willing to sacrifice the thing that he values the most for us? When he's talking about sex, is she willing to sacrifice the thing that she values the most for us? The question deals with sacrifice, but love is a sacrifice. And before we get into the things that are sacrificial, it doesn't matter if you're talking 50-50. It doesn't matter if you're talking about, hey, I need you to make this much money, I need
Mhm.
that. None of that really matters unless you get down to the bare bones of, okay, here's the question. What are you willing to sacrifice? And if we address that, all the other things, and the sacrifice could be, well, I'm guarded when it comes to my heart because the last person cleaned me out. So I'm guarded. Okay. So it's not the 50-50 or the transactional thing. You just want to know, are you
Are
safe
you
with
safe
me?
with me?
So let's get down to that.
Yeah.
Hey, let's address the safety. Let's address that.
Mhm.
Well, I need to know if you make this much money. Why is that? Because I had to do this and I had to do this and I had to do this and I take care of my sister and I take care of my brothers and boom, boom, boom. And I'm tired and I don't want to have to keep doing that. So I need to know that if I was to get pregnant and have a kid, do you make enough money to sacrifice, or do I need to go right back to work and only taking 3 weeks of maternity leave? The woman is saying, you're not saying enough stuff to make me feel safe.
Mhm.
The man is saying, I feel like something's going to happen to me.
You
I don't
take
feel
advantage.
safe.
Yeah.
And
It's not
so,
even that, it's entitlement. They wanna sit up and eat crab legs, and it's almost like a role reversal. You see a lot of women now, what I call sponsoring grown men, and they wanna sit at home all day, play video games, and hang out with their boys, and the woman is doing everything, and a lot of these grown men were caught up by their mothers, or
Those people not
they
ready
had
to
a
be in a
very
relationship.
hyper masculine, dominant, masculine personality of a mom,
mm,
and so anything that resembles that, they get in defense or whatever towards other women that just may
mhm,
know who she is because now that's a trigger for him.
mhm.
And then so they feel like I'm owed this or I should do XYZ. And if they
Mhm.
don't, I'll just go back and call my mom because she'll do it.
Mhm.
Well, those women are the problem because you're continuing to perpetuate the same thing that he's used to.
Yeah.
I would never tell my daughters to allow for somebody to do something to you that I don't do to mom. So there's so many lacks of examples. I can't get mad of this generation of kids because their parents went to school with us.
Mhm.
And you was weird and you was in high school. So I knew you was gonna have some weird kids and they walk around here being weird. And I'm like, Keisha, why are you? You know
Never
what?
mind.
I know your mama. Never mind. Never mind. I already know why.
Keisha
So
2.0.
it's a lot of these we can't continue to perpetuate for our sons. If we know a girl gonna be like, hey, ma'am, I try to get to know you, if it's okay, we go out for coffee. Coffee. I'm trying to go to Roots Chris. If you want to hang out with me, you gotta take me out, gotta take my girlfriends out. Like, yo, like, wait a minute.
Mhm.
So a lot of these things are what's being taught, but let's ask the question. Who taught you that? My
Who
mama.
raised you?
What
Yeah.
what happened to your mama?
Mhm.
She got hurt by my daddy.
Yeah.
Who taught you that? My daddy. What happened to your daddy? Well, my mama hurt my daddy really bad, and he told me women ain't nothing. So now we're just rehearsing these trauma taught kids or adults, and so that's one level, and the other level is You know that dude wasn't no good. You know she wasn't no good, but you keep perpetuating the situation that they're in. You have not stopped it. It's a money pit, but you keep buying crab legs for him and her, and it's not helping you.
Yeah.
Just so you can say you got somebody, and you can go to Thanksgiving and not have your auntie say, "You 35, you still single." So
Yeah.
so I get it, but are you willing to are you willing to
Yeah.
sacrifice your peace for somebody who
Mhm.
doesn't, who won't even
Who's
share
not
that
meeting the
crab leg
mark.
with you?
Yeah.
Yes. So where do the mature people find each other? Because a lot of my single friends, we've had these conversations offline, and it's like, then you and I've also heard good men say they can't find good women. So how do these 2 groups of people meet?
So if I was to go biblical, and then sometimes that doesn't always work because we have a mixed crowd. My thing would be is when I think it was Jacob, when Jacob asks for water, and if I'm not mistaken, Rachel, I think it was Rachel or Leah, I can't remember, gave him, was filling up all these gallons of water just to make sure he had water. And he was able to find a level of love with her because he was able to see that I'm here to serve you for the sake of just serving. That's it. I don't need anything. I'm
Mhm.
good. Um, so when it comes up to those grown men and women who are like, where can these people be found and things of that nature, um, I think we first thing I would say is, don't go out for dinner, don't go out for lunch, go out for coffee.
Mhm.
That's what I say.
See.
That's
I
first
say
thing.
that. Yes.
First thing, go out for coffee because I need to listen to you bump your gums. And if you let people talk long enough, they will let you know everything they want to know.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
They want to tell you. Nobody doesn't want to tell you about them. They just
Mhm.
want you to ask the right questions so they can talk your head off and tell you everything about them. Go out for coffee.
Yeah.
Second thing I would ask is that if they are around people that all think the same, you're probably going to run into a problem.
Mhm.
You need somebody to be able to say, nope, I need to be around somebody different that's going to challenge how I think. If 9 people are thinking one way, I need that 10th person to be like, that's stupid,
Mhm.
and here's why. And then you need to listen to the why.
Yeah.
So you can't hang around all the people the same. And I believe that the third thing will be is I would never tell somebody to change their standards, but instead of having standards for a person, I would say whatever you're going to demand from somebody else, make sure that number one, you have it for yourself and it's nothing tangible.
Mhm.
That's the whatever you're going to demand of somebody, make sure you got it and it can't be tangible. So what do you see in a man? Well, he need to have 6 foot bob and need to do that. He needs to be emotionally available.
Mhm.
I need to know if he has a therapist. I need to know
Yes.
what would his ex say about him? What did he learn from his previous relationships? I need to know the things that I can't touch.
Yeah.
If
That's
we
good.
if we get into those things, because when we're both 85 and we're both sharing each other dentures, and she got my teeth, I got her teeth, and we laughing at each other, it is the non-tangible things that
Yeah.
people want to have when they're relationships. All this other stuff will go away. It
That's
will.
Yeah.
It
that's
will.
really good.
You can get all the surgery you want to, baby. You can get nipped and tucked 15 times
It'll
throughout your
still
life.
cheap.
Get
All the
look,
things.
but you know what you can't buy? You can't buy peace.
Mhm.
You can't buy commitment. You cannot buy the fruits of the spirit.
Yeah.
You cannot.
You cannot.
That's good. My co-host has a question for you all for both of you before we begin to wrap up, and then we'll get into that.
Before we wrap
Okay.
up, what are your key takeaways from our conversation, and where can our listeners find you on social media?
Oh, so we weren't able to hear what her question was.
Like, what are your key takeaways and where people can find you on social media? Like, do you have any nuggets or gems? And then, what's coming up? Do you have new books, products, whatever you have out there, and where we can find those
You wanna
things.
go?
Mhm.
Okay.
Takeaways are to dump the stinking thinking. We talked to our son for probably about 2 hours today because he seems to go the path of least resistance.
Mhm.
And I said, son, that's not going to grow you. And I think even when it comes to relationships, people are looking for the path of least resistance. But I don't know anybody who's been successful in anything going the path of least resistance. Meaning, when you're on that first date and you're going for coffee, because women, we don't be wanting to go for coffee either. We be trying to go get food. No,
No,
if
I'm
you
trying to go get coffee because I
yeah,
need to know, can you survive dinner?
yes. So you got tiers to you, but everybody, we have to have this tier approach and be okay with going on 3 coffee dates. Be
Yeah, I
okay
feel
with
like you
going
gotta
on
work your
5.
way up to it
Yeah,
because I feel like
be
dinner's
okay.
reward.
Yes, be okay with going on 5
Mhm.
coffee dates, and maybe you paying for your own stuff, or you guys paying for your own stuff, or maybe you'll surprise him and you'll pay for his, and then vice versa. Like I want us to get out of the blueprint that is set by man, because it's gonna fail us every time. The blueprint that was set by man would have had me still single
Mm.
because I had did this already 2 times.
Wow.
Mm.
That's powerful.
The blueprint that's set by man, he would have been a pastor somewhere looking, wanting a woman, but didn't think he was worthy of having one because the
Mhm.
18-year marriage that he was in did not work out. Like, so we have to forego the blueprint of man. And we say that, well, for people of God, we say that I believe God, but we don't really apply that
Mm.
to when it
Mhm.
comes to our love life and the things that make our flesh feel good. We have to be honest with ourselves. And it really just takes a level of spiritual maturity, from both sides, men and women, women holding women accountable. Because I hate to see when it be coming from the, because we don't, men holding men accountable.
Yes.
I
Because
agree. Yes.
men who are doing it and still growing and learning, taking men under their wing, or just saying, hey bro, hey, did you consider this? Not
Mhm.
necessarily telling people what to do, but have you considered trying to do this, and how did that work out for you? And just really be okay with just coaching each other through life. I think that will help change and or improve the narrative of love lives for singles, and like loving each other for real
Mhm.
in marriages, like beyond the veil, beyond the vows, the wedding day, the all the
Mhm.
bells and whistles. Like that's what keeps that love going. That's what keeps me still want to do. I cannot think of a life that I would want to live without you in it. I
Okay.
cannot think. Oh,
Okay. Well, don't think
nope.
about it, baby.
I'm not thinking about it.
Okay.
I
Don't.
just can't think. I can't think of a life. And so my takeaway is, when you really, really yield your will and your way over to God and say, God, I am scared. God, I am afraid. God, I've been hurt. God, I've been traumatized. I don't want to live a life through my trauma. God, I need you to have someone that is so fit for me that I can't believe it myself. Like and I know that that's available, according to God's plan and his blueprint. We have
Mhm.
to find a way to rid ourselves of the junk that man is putting
Mm.
in our processing system. It's cluttering us up in a way, and it has us comparing ourselves to other people. It has us devaluing who we are.
Mhm.
Mhm.
um Thinking that what we have is not good enough because someone hasn't picked it up. And that's a lie. That's a trick of the enemy.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So yep, that's my takeaway. And Stan, you probably have something. We don't really have anything going on
Nope. We not. We
until
got.
I graduate.
Yeah, we gotta get you to graduate.
Yeah.
I would say
Congrats in advance.
Yeah,
yes.
man.
Yes. I would say my biggest thing is celebrate and find sexy the thing that you want from that person.
Mhm.
Celebrate and find sexy the thing that you want from that person. If you, because people are different, and we're not gonna get into everybody to be the same. If you like a man who's emotionally sound, speaks his feelings, and knows how to communicate, celebrate and find that sexy. So that way he knows this is appreciated
Mhm.
and not something else. If a man thinks, man, I like a woman who is modest, and I like a woman who is caring, so on and so forth, celebrate that. And you celebrate that by letting that person do it, and you truly make it a big deal. When you make it a big deal for a man to show us emotion and not question his masculinity, he will continue to open up to you. If you
Mhm.
celebrate a woman that may not have all these tricks to do in the bedroom, and y'all willing to learn together, and you don't
Yeah.
make her feel insecure because she's not blank, she will open up to you like a blooming flower. Celebrate the things, and those people will be weaved out. And for the people that need the rah this, and I like this and I like that, hey,
Mhm.
that's cool. That's their flavor.
Mhm.
But when you get note that a woman or a man is expressing a piece of them, that's who really what it is, and that's what you like, truly celebrate it. Truly celebrate it. I've learned as being a command master chief, as being a pastor, as being a black man. Um, Make sure that every woman you see is no is go does not go without being noticed, and that every man feels that he can do anything.
Mhm.
If you make a man feel like he can do anything, and that whenever you see a woman, she doesn't leave unnoticed, you're gonna always win.
Mhm.
You're gonna always win. So let's start by each one of us healing those small parts in people that just really just need that. And
Yeah.
they will realize and say that, you know what, I thought I needed this kind of man. I thought, but what I really needed
Mhm.
was blank.
Yeah.
Last thing I would tell you is that, and people may or may not pick up on it, but the kind of man or woman you see is based on the kind of parent that you had. Hear me out. That's mama's boy. Come on over here. You so strong. Ooh, Hercules, Hercules. What you want me to do? You want me to? Yeah, yeah. Now do that to your man. Make him feel like he is the top of the world. Make him. Oh, you so screw. You look. I like the way that shirt just hanging.
Boy.
Ooh, you want mama to do something for you, baby. We gonna do all that. Do that for your man. He will.
Yes.
He's gonna be in your suitcase next time you go traveling. And if you flip it, look at daddy's girl, I mean, look, daddy, we'll do it for you, pumpkin. You want this, you want that. Okay, we're gonna go over here, we're gonna have tea time, and we're gonna, oh, really? That's what you like, My Little Pony? Do that with your woman. For real, you watch Real Housewives? I told you that girl was crazy. But look at her, just doing all that weird stuff. Girl, what's the tea? For real? That's what's
Let me tell you, baby.
Babe, what you want? You want me to go do? You know what?
Yes.
You want two slices of
Yes.
cheese? My man, give her 2 slices of cheese. Yeah, that's what you want.
Yes.
The type of parent that you have, based on that, will usually be the spouse that you get, and you're either upset because you did not get it, or you're yearning for something that you did not get.
Mhm.
Now, people may disagree, but every woman loves to call her man daddy, and every man likes to call his woman his baby girl. And the
Well,
cycle
you have it,
continues.
folks. That's why we're here. And I have so many more questions, but we gotta bring you back because
Yes.
my
Absolutely.
mind, I'm supposed to be the host, and I'm in the audience like, "Is it?"
I was like, damn, ask the question.
I just
No,
bring it
no,
back.
I love it. I love it that you're
Really good.
even as the host. I love, and so give me a chance to affirm you. I love that even as the host, you're always in the mood to be learning something. You pour out so much,
Mm.
but even in your pouring, you're still seeking. And you know what the Lord says, that He is a rewarder of those who diligently seek Him. So just even in your podcast is your way of saying, God, I'm down here. I'm doing your business now. Don't forget about me. And so I know sometimes it may be feeling like you're not being seen by the right person, but you stay on the scene. You stay on the mic, ma'am, and you keep doing the things that highlighting the areas in our communities and beyond that show where we're broken, so we can mend those pieces, one relationship, one marriage, one singleness at a time.
Yes.
And that's what we're gonna do.
Speak her podcast, speak her story, speak her history,
Yeah,
speak
man.
her mind.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey.
Stand on.
Yes.
Wow. I don't know what to say. The two of you have just been, I feel like, God sends into my life, and I met Reese, at a very interesting time in my life when we were at NJS there in Rhode Island, and it's just like we've been like this ever since. And when I got there, um, it's not popular to talk about God in the military, right? And so she ended up in my room, and we were just talking, and God, we just I don't can't remember how it came up. We just started, I said something about church or something,
Mhm.
and it just went from there, and she was just like, "Oh, you're a believer too?" And when you have that connection and that mindset, it just morphed into her no longer being my shipmate, but my sister in Christ.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
even though I'm no longer active, it seems like even now we're just becoming even closer. And
Mm.
now, meeting, because I remember meeting her, and I've said this before, meeting her when she was Starworth versus
Mhm.
Ponder, and it's
Woo.
her glow is different. And I remember, those moments at Starworth versus Ponder, and it's just like, man, um, your laugh is lighter, your smile is brighter and bigger. But
Yeah.
then, now meeting my brother in love and just seeing how she showers you with her love and how it's vice versa. And those little things, it shows me what's still possible,
Mhm.
and there's so much, like I said before, there's a lot of toxic, um, presentation. And so
Mm.
I really want to continue to showcase that is not the status quo. We're not all like that. There are healthy, godly, kingdom purposeful
Come on now.
marriages out here. Um, there are men that don't think like that. There are women that don't think like that. And so, I always say, this is the Speaker Podcast, the podcast where innovators and critics connect. We discuss topics and issues impacting the community and the culture. And so my job is to do what I can to continue to impact the community and the culture with a healthy, vibrant, safe, and kingdom conversation. So
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
thank you both.
Thank
You're
you
welcome.
so much.
Yes. So
Yes.
that with that being said, y'all, hope you all got something from this conversation. Be sure to follow me online. I'm streaming across multiple platforms such as iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Pandora. And I have new music, the soundtrack to the podcast. Adding new items daily. I have 4 tracks out now, available on Tidal. Be sure to subscribe. We have things coming up. November has gone by, and I'm like, um, about
Well,
150 downloads from hitting my goal of 11,000
Let's
downloads for the year.
go.
So we need to hit that before this year closes, and I cannot wait. I am gonna release in the next few days the lineup for December. Woo, December as we go into 2026. And with that being said, I'm Camille Essick. I'm host of the Speaker Podcast. This is the podcast where innovators and critics connect. Y'all be safe. Happy Thanksgiving next week. Wash those greens and soak them and wash them again. And chitlins belong
yes,
in the
Lord.
trash. Y'all have a
Yes,
good
Lord.
night. Bye.
Wow. What a conversation. Gentlemen, if you enjoyed tonight's convo or would like to see more episodes like this, drop it in the comments below. Be sure to tag a brother and subscribe. Be safe. Be blessed. Good night. Thank you again to my guests, and also thank you for joining us on this episode of the Speaker Podcast. If you were late catching the conversation, no worries. Slide over to my YouTube channel and catch the replay. Be sure to hit that notification bell and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Help keep the Speaker Podcast ad-free. Hit the link below and buy me a coffee. Your support keeps the podcast free of interruptions while bringing you more impactful conversations. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Speak Her Podcast. Be sure to follow Camille on Instagram at camille.essick, Facebook at the Speak Her Podcast, or www.camilleessick.com.
Listen, love the Speak Podcast.
Pow, pow, pow.
Mhm.